Alright, good morning, good day. This is the African Crypto Warlord show. What we're looking at here is Binance on the 12 hour. It had a new LaPlace distribution on 25th, on December 25th, so Christmas Day. XRP went up, BTC went down. We've now just hit its 11th outlier, and you'll be looking for a mean reversion pullback. But I unfortunately got into the stream a little bit late, but it's better that it's now. So we've come in, we've smoked this on the 12 hour. What are we going to expect from here? We're naturally going to expect a pullback to 16,830. But because we're all the way down here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a full volatility analysis to show you that these prices have serious follow through for my silly target of 11k. And to be brutally honest, 3,400 plus minus $500. Why do I say that? For a bull div or a hidden bull div on a higher term time frame. As you can see, there's a lot of follow through. It wants to hang around here. These are big movements. This is a 12-hour candle moving $50 in comparison to all of these little movements over the day. Okay, let's get into it. What do we have here? We have volatility that's zeroing out, but we don't have the full 5 prints. Okay, we have a bull div. We have a bullish posturing in RO that's getting nailed, absolutely nailed. We have DLPs still in the red, so the longer term trend is still to the downside, and the ALRs are ticking negative. Now we're going to jump to the 14-day. 14-day, what stops the bulls? Okay, what stops the bulls over here? The RO mean reverting to the upside, even though it is above the JMA. So yes, it can look healthy. We have two outliers here, but the 14-day is we have negative drift. Volatility is contracting, so the movements, the candles are going to be smaller than the next ones, but we still have a range here at 15,873. And I'll say if Bitcoin starts closing below 15,895, there's going to be a lot of continuation down to way further down targets that we'll get. Why? Because this is a denied mean reversion. And when you're looking at a 14-day, it's this to there and back will be times at least 10, a mean of 10 candles, so it's over 100 days worth of price action we're pulling off of just the next candle closes, and that's soon. And then we have the 7-day with a hidden bear that's come in here. So here's what I wanted to observe. I'm glad that we got some stretch. So there's contraction was positively correlated, which adds legs to this. The danger zone, okay, the danger zone, and I'll show you how important volatility is as you can see, let me make this big. Alright, please be quick, is when volatility starts to contract and expand, there's big movements. So we can see that here on the 7-day we have a contraction from starting from $48,600. So $48,600 started the contraction phase down. Anyway, so now what we're going to get into here to make this a little bit easier to see is we have contraction and volatility was positively correlated, which adds to this bear trend that's forming here. Okay, we've got to throw in a JMA. There we are. If BTC closes below that little red line, you can look for continuation down. Let's start finding backup targets. So the 5-day has mean reverted, but we haven't had clean 5-day flashes. Given that everyone is already down here, it's going to be very interesting to see if flashes on. What has happened is as this extended, volatility has kicked up higher on this, which means the thin tail event is saying that there's going to be an extension to the downside, and the fat tail event is saying there's going to be an extension to the downside. These guys are zeroed out. What do I need to do next? I'm going to show you the rest of the charts. So now, if this is true, then that is true, which means mean reversion is to the downside, which backs this. Expansion and volatility, whilst negatively correlated, adds to the dump, which adds on there, and the DLP gets back, the ALR gets back, and we haven't blued out. So this dump bola isn't over. Alright, and now you start mean reverting on the 5-day, things start to get very, very hectic. And what backs the 5 days mean reversion to the downside is your 3-day. What you see here is contraction, volatility, same rule. Entropy is expanding on this one. Chaos and disorder is wanting to say go to the downside. Yes, there was a scalp up. As you can see, it got sold into. Okay, now what are we going to do? We're going to go look at the 24 hour. 24 hours mean reverting down. Now if you have 7 days, 5 day, 3 day, 2 day, and your only hopium is on the 21 day, and you have something like this, volatility is getting ready to kick up. Nice and smooth exit out of here, distribution to the downside. We're going to put on a cone now. Volatility is expanding to the downside, so it's going to get more legs. Okay, zeroed over here, thin tail and fat tail event, but we haven't completely zeroed out. So it looks like even though this is dumping, volatility isn't picking up, so there's negative drift initially still pushing on these two, and the volatility is zero here. Now we're going to throw on our distribution cone that we initially started off with, just to show you how good the targets are. So we've come in, we've hit the 10th, so it's going to want to start closing on. This is with a negative skew, which adds to the negative drift that can be building. Let me just go back. So let's get a quick pull off here. There is that. Now it's sideways. This is considered sideways. There's a pump on one volatility indicator and a dump signal on the next volatility indicator. So I reckon a stabilization around about here, 16.54521, and then that will see if it can keep this ALR and keep a blue flash off. Alright, so now we're going to shuffle to the 6 hour. 6 hour contraction, so there's still more legs here. 12 hours, sorry, 6 hour. Still more legs on the 3 day. 6 hours, still more legs, and chaos and disorder saying negative drift to the downside. Okay, we've had a move. We're holding it below a mean. We're on a 6 hour now. Let's throw up a VREs. And there's a reverse wave trend. Hold below the reverse wave trend. Expect continuation through. Ultimate power mean just passed through our hull. That's why this thing just smashed through. Okay, and VRE. So our VRE matches up with this previous level that we're talking about here, around about 16,542, and VRE on this one is 16,546. So you close about there, then you can see a hidden bull div maybe form on the next 6 hour candle, and that will help with the flash that's trying to come off here. Negative drift and chaos and disorder. So you keep it below this, you're going to have continuation down to 16,373, but we'll be more specific with the 12 hour targets when I round this up. Still negative drift in the market, so a lot of what this means is if you're scalping, you're going to have more profit in your short, because the short trade is going to have a bigger percentage move. Alright, that's pretty much what that means. Your RO is mean reverting, so it's looking for continuation through. Do we have any reverse wave trends? Completely left it. Everybody's out here, so we're going to have to drop into lower term time frames. Volatility stacked, so a little bit of sideways here, which matches up, 3 hour matches up with our 6 hour observation. Contraction, so there's still got negative drift. This is going to be a very hard fight. The next coming 24 hours, okay, bear div, hidden outlier event, which we can confirm on the 45 minute. It broke through. Now it's wanting to try pull back in. Have got a reverse wave trend. No one is down here. So it's all up to those 12 hour distribution cones. There's going to be a very, very wide range happening. Reverse wave trend. And what I'll be looking for is when that turns green and starts to want to approach this orange line, that's when I know, okay, cool, there could be upside to wherever this red line will be. Okay, now we're going to round off with 12 hour. 12 hour is, this will be the range, 16,500, 16,542. So you hold above 16,542, next target 16,580. Now there's expansion to the downside, hasn't stopped off. We're going to just quickly forward up. As soon as this one folds over and goes red, the continuation of this dump will follow through. 14 days fighting for mean reversion, keeps above the JMA, you're looking good. First wick off of this, if it gets very hectic, 15,813. Has negative drift, is possible. 7 day has negative drift, and the next best thing is for volatility to expand, and that thing's going down. So we have to, 7 days very important, because if that expands and this points down, then the dump is going to go very far down. It will break our 12 hour model. Alright, then what I can do is I can throw up a distribution code for the 5 day. But I hope this is helpful. This is the limits of my model currently, 16,412, and any VRE levels around this region. So that's the wick. 16,371 is the complete break. You close above the VRE at 16,541. You will want to go for your new daily mean, which prints in, what is the time? Which prints in 2 hours and 30 minutes. So wherever this price action is, it's going to be a yellow line. It's going to want to pull back into it, and this will be the first stop if the yellow line daily mean is above it. If the daily mean is above 16,545, that will be the place that it will be trimmed over to carry on with this bullish drive that's coming through on all higher term time frames. Why it's hard to spot is because it's negative drift. Ciao, Bella.